Glad you made it. We got a chill stream tonight. We're hanging out. No big patches that I know of today. Maybe a small patch. We'll see what Frisky has in store. Was listening to some Dave Brubeck before the show. Settled in with some red wine. Let's chill with our buds.
Guys, it's Hard Rock Nick, one of the richest men in the world. Jewel mining is live, okay? Our Lord Hubert says 10% chance of jackpot. I still haven't even hit one. Every quest, no jackpot. Wave at Query Smith Gren, no jackpot. Sleep 150 minutes at a time, still no jackpot. Can Frisky do something?
clubngmi.
I hate to do this. I'm going to play that again just because the Query Smith. The way he says Query Smith just killed me.
Guys, it's Hard Rock Nick, one of the richest men in the world. Jewel mining is live, okay? Our Lord Hubert says 10% chance of jackpot. I still haven't even hit one. Every quest, no jackpot. Wave at Query Smith Gren, no jackpot. Sleep 150 minutes at a time, still no jackpot. Can Frisky do something?
Love it.
Okay. I thank you, Hard Rock Nick, for your diligent work for all of us in crypto, for all that you do. Gump, how's your week been with Jewel mining? Okay, good. Gump's muted. Great, easy. How's your week been on Jewel mining, going live, etc.?
I've been waving to Query Smith Gren a fair bit. I don't know. I feel like I got my first egg, which is not related to mining, but I forget what I got, a blue one. So I'm gonna be a little less grumpy, I guess, on this stream than normal ones. But other than eggs, where I think I've been on the wrong side of variance, I've been doing all my quests from Bab's wallet. Like I hit the jackpot every day. Like my summons are goated. It's just easy game. So life is good.
How about you, Babs? How was your jewel mining?
Jewel mining's been great. Like I had one morning where I woke up and I hit 3 jackpots in a row. Like that was amazing. But like, yeah, like I find, yeah, and I think I hit one more later in the day. But like those days are great. But like I think I hit almost one every day so far. And like that makes a huge difference. Like it's you can drive down that mine jewel pretty quickly when you're hitting one jackpot a day. Like it makes it fun. I love the gambling kind of aspect of always having the chance to get a little bonus. Hope they do that for gardening sometime soon too. But yeah, it's been fun. Love the mining. I haven't had Easy's luck on summoning, so at least I can get some luck somewhere else. And I'm still only a 2 egg bro. So
Easy. I don't think Easy's had luck on summoning. He's just playing the numbers.
Well, maybe that's
it. I think the latest tally is in the neighborhood of like 18,000 jewel on summoning. Which
do you know the number of how many you've done? Like how many summons?
Yeah.
Are you going to a third-party tool, or is this your
no? I think it's on DFK Tracker, maybe. As like your portal, really cool resource. It like really scary one too, and it it multiplies for you, but thankfully not at the current price. It goes back, and I don't know if it's transaction date or if it's time stamped even. We won't talk about like what other purpose this tool may have, but
no.
Because like you can't tell our friends in Washington about what's going on in the Harmony Network, but no, it's cool. But yeah, dfktracker.app, and it has like your full quest history, tells you like by hero, I believe, your top earners and stuff. Like Yeah, so I've done 254 summons, and I probably will do a couple in the stream today.
Oh, a little
that's
tease.
That's kind of an insane number, really, if you think about it.
I feel like you've come out.
It's a lot
okay,
of transactions.
Yeah.
Well, he's come out okay. It's a lot of transactions of like summoning and then selling, like, and I'm sure you bought some, right? Like that's just a lot of transactions.
Yeah, because I only quote unquote only have like 55, 60 heroes currently. So I've sold I buy, sell. The problem, like I sell the good, not I sell the bad ones. I sell the good ones. I don't really sell the great ones because liquidity is tough. So like all the ones that like you go out and you flex like, oh my God, I hit a mythic advance. And it's like, there's a dozen buyers of that. And now with and this is interesting. And I think we're still doing the intro. So sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but mining and gardening are 4-hour quests, right? If you're doing full runs, and we could talk about mining, we should probably be doing less than 4 hours. Life hack. But with fishing, when you have a good hero, you can quest it 10 minutes later, put it back on the market. If you're trying to not I have a mythic knight gardener that I would sell, but I'm like, I don't want to stop leveling it because down the line that could be really good.
Right.
So every time I choose to quest it, it's 4 hours. It's not on the market, and then I'm like, I might as well just keep it and level it.
That's got to be one where you're just hoping that a whale slides in your DMs and then offers you a price for it, and then you negotiate a little bit, and then you sell it, and then you flex about it on Twitter and that kind of stuff, right?
Especially at the mythic level, there's just like no. I mean, last 48 hours, I'm looking at the DFK Tavern here. There's been 9 sales of mythics in the last 2 days, and they're all under 1,000 jewel. So if you're trying to get like over 1,000, I think someone said, maybe it was Nate said, in the last like 3 days there were 10 sales over 1,000, or was it less than that? It was like 3, including Gen Zeros.
Yeah. Because he did one stat where it was 25 sales over 1,000 and 23 of them were Gen Zs, right? So
yeah, so it's tough when you when you hit the nuts like that on a good summon and you want to sell it. I think that's great to take profit and stuff, but you have to give it a bit of a discount to what you think it should be worth, just because your pool of buyers for a common thief fisher is this big, and your pool for a mythic sage gardener is I can't even get my hands close enough. So you're not going to get what you deserve, but you're going to get still a ton of jewel.
Guys, I got two things. First, if you go to the DefiKingdoms Discord right now, there are 69,000 members. So
nice.
Pretty.
Oh, nice. 69K. Love it.
14.2 are live. So if you're into memes, some decent meme equity in that screenshot right there. The second one is our friends over at the Jewel Cast said, hitting the mines, waiting for a gardening patch. So I'm an idiot. Is there a gardening patch coming tonight? Are they changing gardening?
Who says they're hitting the mines?
Would that be bonuses for gardening?
That's my guess. Is they're doing that jackpot, but for gardening.
Yeah. I've fallen behind on news and updates, but the things that I would expect, and I'm happy for Frisky and the whole team that they've gotten off the whole published calendar and schedule, because everyone hates missing deadlines, and I love Wednesdays and looking forward to Wednesdays, but now without a published calendar, it sort of takes some pressure off to not have to rush things, and they can just deliver surprises, right? We have snapshot timelines and things like that. But the couple of things I think are imminent as far as more alchemy stuff, but also possible gardening jackpot or some RNG factor, and the API update that'll help, even though we've kind of
I hope so.
So 2 things on that. In the Nerd DeFi DFK Devs Discord, the V6 API is imminent, so very soon. And the second one is, all right, chat, wake up, chat. Get to your computers if you're streaming on your TV, which I'm sorry if you are, because then we're gigantic. But get to your computers. I have a question for you. Mining for gold or jewel, jackpot, it makes sense. It's like money, like, oh, I hit the jackpot like a slot machine. Jackpot doesn't really make sense with gardening.
Yeah.
So what would the gardening equivalent of jackpot be? I have literally no idea. So I would like folks in the chat to give me an idea of what they would like it to be called. Any other patch things we're looking forward to other than the API update?
Yeah. I forget, but something.
Weren't they expanding the map at some point? Like there was.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll
map they were going to release.
I don't know if they'll expand it, but I think they're going to. I had the screenshots pulled up. My mic wasn't working earlier, so I had to close out.
Oh, quality of life update that should happen at some point is the stamina regeneration.
Oh, stamina, yes.
Oh, yeah,
oh
that
God,
like,
please.
You could push everything else.
Yes.
2 weeks if you dropped me stamina. Like you,
yes.
if the tavern is broken forever,
yeah.
I'll be sad. But just get me the stamina regeneration.
Explain exactly like what you're talking about, Eric. Like what scenario do you want?
The scenario, so I'm in 4 gardens, which I like for the diversity, but it's a lot to manage and you need a lot of heroes for it. So an overnight, I try to get 8 hours. I might get 6, whatever. But I'm queuing up 2 or even 3 gardeners overnight, right? And the quests run for 4 hours. And then when I wake up, the first hero has been, if I sleep for 8 hours, which has been a while, but for 4 hours, he's just been sitting there like, hey, I have like this little pocket, this jewel and a couple of tears, come collect me. And he's got 0 stamina. So it would like save me, like my sanity in the morning to make sure I'm like not collecting while I'm like still like rolling over in bed and like trying to make sure I get up early. So that would help me. It may impact the hero market ever so slightly because you don't like, I've built an excess because it helps me manage not set alarms and stuff, but quality of life is good.
I used to think having like a good hero as a miner or gardener was good, like a legendary paladin like I have. And I was like, it's a miner. And I was really happy that it like matched the class. But the more I think about it, the more I think you're better off having really good heroes as fishers or foragers because like Eric said, you waste 4 hours of potential XP because you're sleeping, right? Like currently, like if they fix the stamina thing, that helps, but still it's hard to manage when you're, especially like you'll get to it, the mining thing, when you really should only be doing 150 minutes, not the full 250, right? Like it's a lot of button clicking that you're probably not being optimal on for miners and gardeners compared to fishers and foragers. It's 3 times a day. It's a lot easier to space it out.
Yep.
But what would push the fisher forager EV up into the mining area, or at least like the mental EV? Because I know for me, just the dopamine hit of that jackpot of getting 10 jewel is just unbeatable. So I was literally thinking to myself today, like I have a bunch of foragers. I have too many foragers. I was going to start dumping them and then go into the mining loop that we've discovered of getting thieves and archers and then shooting that way and just play to get miners and then mine the heck out of my stuff. So what would does the math indicate that the EV is relatively level, or what would be a way to adjust that so it would be level?
I'm talking strictly for like if you want the highest level hero possible, like you want to be the first guy to level 15, like you want to be the highest level for PvP in the future. Like I think a fisher or forager is probably going to be the first one, just because the time's optimal. I think currently the way they're set up now, those heroes are way less lucrative than the other gardening and mining. That might change once alchemy comes, but like that would be my argument right now, is having a really good hero in those professions just to level it the fastest you can.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think, last comment on that, have you guys felt like you're getting more stamina for your foragers and fishers, or for your miners and gardeners than your foragers and fishers? Because I don't. Like I feel like it's maybe a little bit more, but it's not enough to make up 4 hours versus 18 minutes for a full run of 6. It's just like they can regen so much faster, and I feel like the jewel and stuff aside, I feel like XP wise, they're not like even, especially since we got gardening and mining later. So
I think the same, because like the lowest a fisher or forager gets on like a quest for me is usually like around 65, but you're, like I'm guaranteed to do that, 3 or 4 times a day. With a miner, you're getting, potentially 120 XP, and you'll be lucky to get it. Yeah, like you're lucky to get it in twice most of the time.
Right.
But I don't know. I'd be curious on the math. Like if someone actually charted it, like what's the optimal XP right now? I'm not sure.
There's also a good chance that it actually is perfectly balanced, and we're all just not paying enough attention, and they've made sure that it's correct. That's probably the most likely scenario.
I thought they were planning to juice mining to catch up on XP. But I'm not. I haven't seen it for myself.
Yeah, I thought they were too, but I don't know stuff.
I wasn't sure if these were already the juiced rewards or not. Right, like if that's already juiced XP.
Yeah, something like to keep in mind. These are like the level 0 or level 1. Yeah, that's a good point. Get over 100 regularly. I get like 150. I think is like the median of my mining.
Right.
So maybe just like doing that math.
I was talking about like the lowest
4 hours versus
lowest outcome's like 65, right? Like sometimes the odd time I get a 65
for the worst. Yeah.
I think it's the math may we're just like speculating. This is like when you used to argue with your friends at the lunch table about like baseball stats and you didn't have a phone to look it up because it was like 90s or 2000s. So we can talk and like whoever has the most convincing argument wins. To me, it's less about the math of like per tick who gets the most XP. It's more about when I wake up in the morning, my gardener has been sitting idle for 4 hours with no like stamina regeneration versus like the fisher. I finished the quest before bed because it's a 15-minute quest, and then I wake up and he's ready to go. So that's where I think there's like some lost.
We're gonna see heroes grow a lot faster, or you're gonna be able to level them up faster because of what you just said, where it's 3 a.m. and you're not getting out of bed to complete your quest. When you wake up, I was saying this the other day, is there any better feeling than waking up and just collecting everybody and finishing all your quests from overnight? They're all going to start with, except your last one, they're all going to start with fresh XP again, which is, it might hurt the hero floor a little bit. I don't know if it will or not. The people just need fewer because of the quality of life. And maybe I share what Eric said. Like I have extra miners and gardeners more than I need just to have like a 1 period buffer. Like if I'm not setting timers and going through, I can set 2 overnight and I know I'll have 1 in the morning that's full, even though I do clean them out. I don't know if you guys do this. Before I go to bed every night, I will have 0. I'll use the wishing well. I'll send people on.
Hold on.
I don't do that.
Hold on, Pump. Can you set the entire scene? Like, what are your pajamas? Do you put it all like a full pajama suit with like one of those soft little caps on? Do you do some tea? Like what?
No, I hate tea. Tea is gross. Tea is dirt water. If you like tea, you just go get some dirt from your yard, put it in a little bag, dunk it in the water. That's tea.
No, Gump just watched Ted Lasso too many times trying to be cool.
Yeah, I love tea. It's like some different to drink than water, right? Like on a cold day.
Anything but water.
Yeah.
I guess. Anyway, so these are my pajamas until I go to bed. I'm a boxers only guy in bed. So anyway, I'll clean them all out before I go to bed. Send them to do whatever. I've used the wishing well like the last week at nighttime. If I have 5 stamina left and I want to go to bed and my other stuff is already running, I'll clean them out. So it's a small, like tiny little edge, but then they can wake up and they're all refreshed. I just hate leaving stamina on the table.
You remind I truthfully, God's honest truth, forgot the wishing well existed until yesterday. I had a hero with like 4.
It's like 2 or 3
left.
Yeah.
I had 2 XP, I had 3,998, and I had like 4 stamina. I was like, kill me. And you're like, go to the wishing well. I was like, you need 5 stamina. Go do the gold mines for 1 tick. Like, right.
Yeah. Yep.
I haven't been doing that before bed. Like if my guys have 8 to 10 stamina, I leave them because I know they'll just be full in the morning. But like I know that's probably not optimal. Again, that's why I don't think fishers and like miners and gardeners are optimal for leveling, because I'm lazy that way, right? Like I don't fire them in at 10 stamina. I don't do the wishing well like I should. It's just there's so many clicks now, I find, right? And like the network's a little slow. Like it's a lot more effort. I find I don't know about you guys, but I find I'm spending more time in it than I thought I would every day.
The game overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be bearish, but it is like more clicks than I thought I would have to do. I still do it, but it's more.
I mean, you know, we're grinders here, and we're like super invested mentally with our investment and mentally, you know, because like you're trying to win, right? If you want to be passive, you're probably not watching like all the YouTube videos on like the game theory of like the heroes and all that. Like you could have been very successful logging on once in November, which wasn't even that early, and you deposited, and then you come back and you have a pile of money like that. Are we beating that person? I hope so, right? But it's fun.
It is fun, and that's kind of the whole bet on the whole ecosystem, right? If you're a passive person, you're just sitting in the garden, sitting on your hands. You need people to be doing negative EV stuff as well in the game to keep the ecosystem going and keep people spending Jewel and burning Jewel, which feeds the bank, yada, yada, yada. We don't have to get into the whole tokenomics of it, but yeah, this is to surprise nobody. I middle IQ the hell out of this. When I remember, I run the quests. When I forget, I don't run the quests. I don't set a timer. I just look at them and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm about 30 minutes away, so I'll go run them in 30 minutes. And I forget, then it's an hour and whatever. I keep moving. So I'm behind people on leveling, but I'm also like, I know Easy and I have an Orc God, and Easy's just training that sucker. He wants the max trained Orc God, which will be the #1 Orc God in the world if leveling ever matters. I pulled that sucker out and I was farming Zug with it because I wanted Zug. So yeah, I think there's different approaches to it. I don't know.
I think that's a really good point though, is about the leveling. Because leveling will make your, maybe not today, and maybe level 3 versus level 1 isn't a big deal right now as far as selling your hero. But say in like 3 months, some new person enters the game and they have a shit pile of money and they want to start playing the game and they want to win. They will pay to skip all the stuff we're doing right now, and they'll pay a very, very large premium to do that. So like when you say, well, you know, I don't know if I want to spend these 2 or 3 runes to level this guy up, like you're going to get that money back, assuming we're still doing this in a couple months, because someone is going to pay a premium for your level 10 over a level 1, even if everything else is the same. They will pay a premium.
Like think along at level 10.
C Dog is asking where we find that
Oh, C Dog
DefiKingdoms clip. Do you mean this one?
I need Jewel price to chill out. I have under-invested by a lot. I still need to pack my bags. Beanie is in for $1 million.
Oh, probably not that. Was it this one?
I need better heroes now. I can't take this anymore. Every day I have sex, no dragoons. Sex again, no sage. I don't even know what a Dread Knight looks like. Can devs do something?
Download if you have. I don't know about Androids, but if you have an iPhone, you download Cameo. You type in Hard Rock Nick, and you send him $30 or $35, and he spins it off for you. We are. He's the richest man, one of the richest men in the world, and we're helping him. Support your favorite content producers.
How many bank accounts?
14.
I don't know. It's like 14. But those are just, they're all so good. People like to do them as a surprise, and people use them in the DefiKingdom Discord all the time. They'll post them constantly. It's pretty funny.
I think the leveling thing is important. Like, think how many clicks and how much time level 10 is going to take, right? Like, I kind of middle IQ'd it for a bit, and I didn't want to level my shitty heroes. Like, I was kind of like sitting on them. I'm like, do I really want to, invest what's going to be 30 runes at the end of the day into this hero. I don't know if the math's accurate, but whatever it is to get to level 10, right? But I understand the thesis of just level all of yours, because if someone finds the game 2 months from now, like that's a lot of time to make up, right?
Yeah, you're going to be not competitive unless you pay a premium for a higher level. So
the second order thinking there is, what do you need to level? You need a little bit of jewel and you need a rune. So if I'm understanding this correctly, which it's likely that I'm not, higher level heroes level quicker. Therefore, the ramp up, don't they? Easy's making a weird face. Like they get more XP, right?
They'll get more XP because their stats are better, but they'll have so much more XP to level every time, right?
Yeah.
Like,
see, told you I got it wrong.
And I think eventually we're going to get more when they start releasing higher level quests, like say, gardening level 3. Your gardener has to be level 3 to do this. And it might be new stuff that other people can't find, or it might be boosted XP for a level 3 quest, or higher chance at an egg. Once we start to see that, I think the level dynamics right now aren't really present. Like, I don't know, if I shop for a hero, the level might be a tiebreaker for me at best, right? Or if it's 2 more jewel for level 3 versus level 1, I'll just spend the 2 jewel because that takes me 2 weeks. But if the rewards start getting higher for having higher level heroes, and I said this last week, Frisky has said multiple times, we are going to reward people that are leveling up heroes and spending runes. So I don't know. When I get one that reaches it, I go to the meditation circle and quest it again. So
what's a better tiebreaker? A level, like say a level 2 versus level 3, or having a blue stat category?
Blue for sure. Yeah. I think only because the market values the blue more. Like, I would pay a small premium if I was spending a lot of jewel on something and I could spend 50 more to get the mythic dragoon with blue strength instead of blue luck. Like, I would spend the extra 50. So I think it's worth something. That's an extreme example, but
we've been very relatable of like, oh yeah, the market for high level heroes, it's really illiquid. We suck, so we just don't.
I don't have the money for a mythic dragon.
So. Last like unrelatable, somewhat selfish plug, but possibly like theory to talk about as it relates to gardening, mining for like good heroes, like good heroes, right? Your advanced and your rares and legendaries, like the thesis for why those heroes are good is not because your rewards for quests are better. Like I have like a level 1 I have a million level 1 archer miners that get me like 0.02 fewer jewel per tick than like a sick dark knight. So if you're betting that good heroes matter, you're betting on the game, right? In PvP. So long term, unless they change quests dramatically, I don't care so much if I have a Dread Knight, which I don't care so much if my Dragoon is a miner versus a forager. But that may be just me, like I'm not super picky.
I agree. I agree with that.
Because like I'll just quest it and I want it to be just like a high level badass. And like when you go to fight the boss, he's not gonna ask you like, do you mind, sir? It's like, shit. So the market there's a premium, right? Paladin miners, and over time it may matter. But I'm talking like dragoons and sages and stuff. Like I've been a little less picky about the professions there.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like, I can't quantify in my head is how much that like mining, like say you have a paladin miner, how much having those stats leveled up to the same profession will matter at level 10 in terms of like getting XP. Like that's a hard thing I can't quantify right now. Like I agree with you right now. Forager Dragoon or mining Dragoon, who cares? But like when you level up the stats that align with the profession, will it matter at level 10? I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
And matter enough that like it makes a big enough difference.
Yeah.
To get to level faster and
exactly.
I know we're a wee little show, We have about 75 folks watching. So thank you all for watching. First of all, like, subscribe, hit the button down below, hit the notification bell, whatever. I'm also monitoring the DFK general chat a little bit just to see when patch notes are going to be released, that kind of thing. And there's some people who are worried about this Fuzz RPC, about security related to it.
What?
Yeah.
I see
DYOR. Oh God. It's a secure easy. The reason is for security. I feel for the people. It's safe to use the Fuzz RPC if you want to try it.
I don't want people to advertise Fuzz though, because it's working amazingly right now. And too many people use it, it's gonna get crushed.
I think between our us and our 75 closest friends here, something much more relatable if you're not aware of it already, versus like the legendary Dragoon conversation. I mean, quality of life, just Google it. I won't help you so much more. Fuzz RPC.
Fuzz RPC, yeah.
Just check it on Twitter or something. And the same that we use the Pocket, the POKT, it's just another, and I can't explain it because I'm not that nerdy. It's just another. Is it a subnet?
Say it.
No.
Say it. No.
No,
it's another. It's not a chain. It's a. Well, I know it's an RPC. I don't know what RPC means.
It's a different validator. Is that right, Dang?
Node. It's a node.
Node.
Yeah,
it's a node.
It's a node.
Yeah, it's a node. Yeah.
No.
Basically, tell your closest friends, but don't tell all of your friends because there's less people submitting transactions through this node versus like Harmony mainnet, which may have tens of thousands of users submitting transactions at 1 to 30 way, which is another nerd topic. But Fuzz Fi is life-changing at the moment. Maybe life-altering.
Word on the street is pocked. It's life-changing because for those of us, shout out to Babs in the corner over there, those of us with kids, and Babs is like, oh yeah, I do it with practice with the kids. I get the side eye trying to quest my heroes while I'm doing practice with the kids because that's when I got up. Well, and you, Gump, I forgot. It's so the quicker that Fuzz goes, the better my marital life is, and that's not a bit.
The only saving grace is my wife's not awake yet. Like I usually get up with my son; he's the first one up. I'll get up, and I can sit while he's watching his show and quest it just in peace. It's like the best half hour of my day, probably. Just questing when my son watches some dumb cartoon, right? Like can't beat that.
That's a good point.
It works, and you don't get the worst error that I've ever seen in my life.
Oh.
Let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Relay attempts exhausted.
I couldn't think of what it. I don't read it. I couldn't think of what it said because I don't read it anymore because I'm so tilted by it. Yeah. I'm so sick of having to swap back between them all the time. Like I don't know which one's gonna work, and I'm constantly like I'll do a couple quests, and then all of a sudden that one will stop working, and I'll have to switch to the other one. Like that, it drives me crazy. But I mean that's probably a bullish thing because there's more people using it than there was a month ago, right? Like it's hard to complain too much, but.
So on a similar note, I want to fit this in. I was watching the Bard cast last night with like Tosh, Flu was on there. They were talking about Crystal Veil and about gas. So normal gas right now on Avalanche, if you do like a swap or something, it's like 0.005 AVAX. AVAX is $90. It can range. It depends what you're doing. Like if you mint something or versus, but it's going to be as it is today on Avalanche mainnet, more expensive than Harmony by quite a bit, especially. I mean, how many transactions have we all done? I've done like 10,000.
You're at 10?
If you go through and combine, because it's a different nonce for every RPC. So combine, mainnet, pocket, and now Fuzz, that's your total.
Yeah.
So they're talking about this and like, okay, well, what are they going to do about gas? Now, I've mentioned this before. On Avalanche, they just started doing subnets. And Dangy, you may be able to explain subnets better than I do. But my simple brain explanation is it puts the thing, like the project or protocol that you're using. I feel like I'm being judged right now by you, Dangy. It puts it in a silo so that nothing it does impacts gas for the rest of the network, and nothing the rest of the network is doing impacts gas for that one subnet. There's costs and things that come with making your own subnet, like your own nodes and things. Is that right? Approximately?
Yeah, it all comes down to consensus, which is what blockchains basically are used for, is to find consensus, and that's why we have them. And so it's almost like I believe it's almost like a roll down instead of a roll up. If you're familiar with like ZK roll ups and like Arbitrum optimism, that kind of thing, but it's to the side, but still using the Avalanche network to find that consensus. So what that means for you is it can be optimized and used only for specific use cases. For us, that would be for DefiKingdoms. So we wouldn't be bogged down with other activities on the network per se. Some might argue that DefiKingdoms is what's happening on Harmony right now. I'm curious about what that like pie chart looks like as far as daily percentage of transactions, but I think a lot of it will be DefiKingdoms.
But they don't have subnets on Harmony. You can't.
But that's my point.
Make one,
Is it really going to solve the problem? I don't know. It'll help.
It would solve the problem. I don't know if it would solve the speed issue. It may or may not. And we're not even on Avalanche, so like this is just like speculator. But it would help solve the dollar cost issue. Let's pretend that the currency of use, like a transaction costs 0.011. Let's pretend it costs 0.01 AVAX. Just because the size of the coins, it's like AVAX is like 300x the cost of Harmony 1. So doing the same transactions, you're going to be running up a 300x tab, right? It may not be a lot, like if quests aren't live for a while, whatever. But the subnet, they're speculating you'll be able to use like the power token Crystal, which will act similar to how we use Joule, which we don't even use Joule for transaction. But anyway, long story short, it'll help, if not with transaction processing times, it'll help with fees.
It's the fees for me, and it makes sure, like, we all do stuff on ETH, right? We do NFTs and we do DeFi stuff. If some like random NFT project is minting and you're just trying to swap your ETH to USDC,
can't do
you're like, why the hell is this so expensive? And it's because some totally random thing is talking about or is minting right now, and it impacts what you're trying to do in a different place. The subnet makes sure that if Avalanche explodes one day and there's a ton of stuff going on, DFK won't feel the pain because they're on their own subnet and it's not impacted by those other transactions. That's what's
crazy. Yeah. I just skimmed that article I just sent in the chat. If you're a nerd, you should read it and you might understand like 10% of it. What I took away from that really is anybody could spin up as many subnets as they want, and they can be connected subnets. So we could have a mining only subnet. We could have a foraging only subnet, and they still talk to each other, but they're just running on their own network. So you could keep scaling it up as things happen. So for example, combat, that's going to be relatively transaction intensive, I would assume, unless it's like turn by turn or whatever, or just completely automated. I could see that being its own subnet. So yeah, Avalanche could be a really good solution for a lot of those things, for sure.
Yeah, I was like wondering that earlier because like I don't know if you guys played Wolf Game over there at all, but like I do remember the gas getting at times like the transactions weren't expensive compared to ETH, but like they were expensive enough that if you're doing 100 of them over a week, like it wouldn't be fun, right? So
yeah,
like I'm happy you guys pointed that out because that was actually a concern for me is if all that extra activity over there, do you really want to spend $2 to $5 per transaction? Like that starts adding up. Right?
Yeah, like, I probably wouldn't be fishing in hyper foraging, right? Yeah. But that's a ways away, and I think there's because they're not launching Crystal Veil for another month or two, and I don't think that the map is going to be developed. Like it may just be the DEX and the bank, and maybe they start with the wishing well. So it may be much less transaction intensive than Harmony is today.
Yep.
And I'm going to continue to bet that Frisky and the team will figure out like solutions by the time we're in mass transaction mode on Avalanche.
Yeah, for sure. They're not just gonna be like, oh yeah, we'll just make the people pay 10 times as much for a transaction. Because our baseline is like, for most of us, 4 is ETH. So Avalanche is always going to be super cheap to us. But if you only play DFK and you're used to paying less than a penny for a transaction, it's going to be like, oh my God, this is so expensive. So
well, it's also just the operability of it. Like we saw what happened to the Matic network when that Flower game went there for 3 days, right? Like all of a sudden you have DefiKingdoms going over there and it's, 20,000 people playing. Like, can you support it, right? Like when you're not used to it.
Why is there a subnet war meme? What?
This is great. Dude, the people at Avi or at Ava Labs, they are so jacked about subnets. Like they spam content about it all the time. I've watched videos like daily about subnets. They think it's a marketing thing for them too. Like they think it's a big game changer. And it seemed to really line up with when they announced it, with when Frisky announced Crystal Vale. They were like within a week of each other. That's why I connected it originally. I'm like, shit, could they use the subnet functionality to make it cheaper? Phantom, I wouldn't be worried about because you're still paying a penny for a transaction on Phantom or less. So yeah, that's enough about subnets. I feel like we're going to put people to sleep eventually. So
Well, I got one last thing. So my main criticism of other L1s and even other L2s is that it's kind of like the highway system where if you build a bigger highway, what happens? Just more cars come. And so they're just full. So you can't build a big enough highway to fit things. So same thing with blockchains. Eventually, if you get quick transaction speeds, people come to that network. And then what happens? The price goes up. Things get slower. But the difference with subnets is, according to my 3 minutes of reading, you can have infinite subnets. So you can't fill up infinite. Like you just can't do it. So if the devs keep spinning up other subnets, they can keep handling the scaling solution on AVAX. And then the other point in the chat is that we're speculating, some people are speculating that you could use Crystal as the gas token, which then would probably reduce the gas cost. I've heard that rumor.
On a subnet, can you pick like a different token to pay gas with?
That comes in minute 4 of my research. I'm only on minute
2. Some people on this stream that are currently speaking said that 5 to 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Oh, I did.
True.
Yeah, you said it.
That's okay.
No, someone said
you may have even said it too.
Yeah, so you guys were talking about that.
Oh, well, shit.
I need to do more research.
Oh yeah, you're making us look
bad. This is
embarrassing.
I mean, the all
embarrassing us. We're supposed to be subject experts.
I said up front, I don't fully understand it. Okay, let's move on. How about this? We're on Crystal Vale. Do we want to go Crystal Vale price speculator?
Yeah.
Or no?
Babs, you're a resident.
Sure, I'll be wrong there too.
Analyst.
What are we speculating on? Like what the crystal versus jewel price is, or what a Gen 0 is going to cost?
No. Okay, so let's do these assumptions. Crystal Vale, the map, launches. Everyone who's on Serendale now has their airdrop. So I believe, what's that, guys? Is it 1 million tokens?
Yeah.
For Crystal?
Yeah.
So there's 1 million in circulation, unlocked. Single-sided staking opens. So Jewel staked on Avalanche in Crystal Vale. What does Crystal Vale price open at on day 1 if you just wanted to buy it at spot price?
I think it's the same
say Jewel is 20 at the time.
20.
You think it's a 1-for-1 tie? Even a quarter supply? What? Is it just because you think they're going to be correlated?
I think more people are going to want to. I think more people are going to ape in. I think there's more people that want to go there than currently sit on Harmony.
But
And they
what's
see the
demand
Jewel.
going to be for Crystal?
Well, if that's your argument, then I think your number is higher than 20.
Yeah,
It might
your numbers,
be. Yeah,
because you're getting new people.
Then it might be
right?
higher. It might be higher. But also, you think people will be scared to buy higher than what Jewel is.
Existing users, but I think the whole point of Crystal Veil, right? I promise I didn't ask you this just to like set you up to argue with you.
No, I'm curious too. Like I just don't know enough about people's mindsets on are they comfortable paying more for a token when they can get it on the established chain for cheaper, right? Like, I always think it's going to be anchored to the Jewel price, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think long term, there's going to be an equilibrium, but we're so far from that, just from like the tokenomics. But long term, right? When you're deciding, like, you can bridge assets immediately, and you're like, I'll go summon on Avalanche because Crystal is $10 and Jewel is $100, right? Like, then the economies won't work. So over time, but I've convinced myself. At first, I was like, Crystal's going to be, if Jewel is 20, Crystal's going to be 5, because why is anyone going to go speculate? Like, it's not built. Now I think it's going to be like 80, because there's a quarter of the supply, and it's sort of like if you play around with like early day ohm forks, the price just starts super high, because owning 1 in the beginning means you're going to own 3 in a week, because you're staking it, and like so it's going to start super high, in my opinion. And I don't know, for sure not financial advice. I don't even know if you can act on it if you wanted to. I think Crystal trades at a premium to Jewel, because owning early Crystal gets you
the big APRs when the garden's open, like 4-figure APRs minimum. And there's going to be such a small amount in circulation, 1 million from our airdrop. I'm guessing the team will put pretty decent injection into liquidity pools, just so people can buy and sell Crystal if they want to. But other than that, like, there's not going to be a lot of Crystal to go around. And if it does what we want it to do, and there's billions of dollars on Avalanche, I know people personally that are just holding Jewel on Avalanche. That's all they're doing, waiting to buy Crystal. They don't play the game on Harmony. They just want to wait and buy Crystal, because they don't want to deal with going to Harmony and doing the game there. They're like, I'm on Avalanche, I'll just wait. And I'm guessing those aren't the only people that are doing that. The ones that I personally have spoken to. I don't know. I'm staying really liquid. I don't know about you guys, Jewel wise.
Trying to.
Just on which side?
What percentage of what you currently have on Harmony do you want to put on AVAX, on Avalanche? Like what would you ideally your bags be?
So here's what's going to happen on the first day when single-sided staking comes out. There's going to be a big ass single-sided staking APR that you can do. Everyone's going to bridge their Jewel as fast as they can. That's why I have a bunch on Avalanche already, so I can be one of the first ones in. Everyone's going to bridge over all their liquid Jewel from Harmony, right? Eventually, that APR is going to get nuked so bad. I'm talking people will pull out a Gardens, they'll liquidate that and bridge it over.
I have no doubt about that.
They'll see 5,000%. I'm making that up. That's a guess. And they'll say, shit, I'm going to liquidate everything. And they'll pay withdrawal fees. They don't care. They'll bridge it all over. APR is going to go on single side. Our Garden APRs, and this is why I have told myself on that day, as excited as I'm going to be, I am not touching my Serendale Gardens. I will not do it. I'm going to leave them there. The people who stay in the Gardens are going to benefit, because I think those are going to go up. What do you guys think? And they'll balance out after a day, right?
They will for sure, because people are going to see 2,000 APR and see the current, whatever it's 300%. Right. It'll probably be at that point and say, why am I staying in this? Right?
Yeah. Plus the lock restarting at the heavy lock again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But help me, I'm dumb.
But you've seen how that lock might have value. Right?
Yeah.
So
we'll get there. We'll get there. Help me, I'm dumb.
Tease.
Is the bank an analog to the single side staking over in Crystal, or is that just completely separate vectors?
When they refer to single side staking, I literally thought they meant the bank. Except you'd be earning, but I don't think that's what they mean.
You earn a different token.
I'm picturing it like the bank, but instead of earning yield in Jewel, you're going to earn in Crystal. That's how I've thought about it.
It's going to be like it's going to be more like a farm where, okay, yes, the bank in Harmony is technically in DeFi terms is single side staking because you're staking and you're getting return on it. What they're going to do is still single side staking, but it's going to be like instead of someone having to hit the claim button and all the fees from, some other pool come in, it's going to be an incentivized pool, and you're going to get a drip of crystal like we do in the garden. It's going to be a garden, but you're just getting crystal every minute. Drip, drip, drip. Now, here's a question for you guys. Do you think the single-sided staking crystal will be fully unlocked for the week, 2-3 weeks that they do it? I think it will. I'm curious to hear your perspective.
I hope not.
Why?
I guess it depends on the rates, right? Like I'm also used to just investing, smoothing things out, and that's what they did with Jewel. But it is a different ballgame because you're staking for a different token. So I don't think it matters because I think the team's going to run good modeling, and they haven't done anything too crazy except for in the beginning. When quests were out, gardening was a little bit bonkers, wasn't it? And then they cooled it off, but that was by design too.
See, Ori in the chat thinks it's going to be 100% locked. I disagree. No. I think they're going to make the single, because here's the step 2 after single-sided is the ice gardens, right? The snowy, beautiful with the pengus, which we'll show in a bit. They're going to want people to have crystal to pair with other stuff to put in the garden. And they can't just be like, nope, we got 1 million tokens out there from the airdrop. That's good enough. No. They're going to say, hey, new people, come on in, get your crystal, and then stake it in the garden, and you're going to get a shitload more, and then they'll turn on the unlock mechanism. Correct. That's my theory. That's what I would do, but I'm like 1% as smart as Prissy Fox. So I don't know.
I thought they kind of mentioned they were going to follow and maybe I'm wrong, but I thought they were going to follow the Sarandale locking mechanics. Like, is that a wrong comment?
No, that's pretty correct. I don't recall. I mean, it was before my time. I don't know that, like the launch, right? Of like, I mean, I know it was like a super fair launch. I mean, people got in at like pennies, but you're referring to the garden yields and like the epoch schedule and like the lock percents, right?
So we think single-sided staking is different enough that they're not
single-sided staking is going to be a new mechanism. I would imagine so right now, everyone watching here presumably is playing on Harmony, and we're getting access. Basically, you want to think about it as like an ICO in a way. Like we're getting access to be the first people to own Crystal because we're participating on Harmony. Then in a let's say a month, 2 months, right? They're going to launch an avalanche, and they're going to say, hey guys, if you want to own Crystal, you can now interact. And this is like the second seed, like for buying Crystal, like being able to obtain Crystal will be through buying Jewel and staking it. So I think I have to imagine like maybe it's 1 million coins now, and maybe it's 1 million Crystal when they launch an avalanche. And then, that's your starting point, and then it's the gardens distribute the rest or whatever. That makes sense to me.
Either way, I am stoked for Crystalville Day to see the price action. It reminds me of about 25 hours ago when the first Looks token rewards were distributed.
What is that now?
Oh,
4:30. I always have a tab with the gas now open, so I see when we started the show, gas like 800, 1,000 Gwei on Ethereum, and I was like, "What's going on? Is there a mint?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Looks," and I was like, "Damn, this must be dumping at 1,000 Gwei." There's been not a single red candle ever since 9 p.m. It has gone from 360 to 440.
Oh,
With
jeez.
no people are not selling. We mid IQ'd it, but that's a different topic for a different show.
We may know people that are currently long 50x with leverage.
You go 50x on looks.
I am
on
not.
FTX
No,
game.
It's insane. But they're looking pretty good right now. Okay. Let's get over to locked jewel trading, because that's the hot topic that's happened in the past day or so. Let's start with this. Who can explain what we mean by locked jewel trading, just for the folks out there who may not know what that means?
So
okay,
when we
go ahead, Pump.
No, I was gonna say, when we get our garden stuff right now, what is it? 40%, 39%, something like that. Unlocked.
Yeah. I think it's around there, 40.
So we're all thinking like, okay, we can mine it, whatever, at decent rates, depending how much you have. What if there was a market where someone else could buy your locked jewel? And until yesterday or the day before, I'm like, you can't transfer it, like you can't sell it. So Sarah from DFK Wiki made a post yesterday and said, FYI, there's a contract that you can engage with and transfer your locked jewel balance. And they were willing to escrow your locked jewel. Now, the caveat was the contract only allows you to transfer all or not any. So you can't say, I'm going to sell half my locked jewel. So what people were doing was making deals saying, I'll sell my, I don't know, $10,000 of locked jewel for $4,000 because they want liquidity now. And that DFK Wiki Discord was facilitating these escrows. And there was like people, what was it, Eric? A guy sold $1 million worth of jewel or something?
Yeah, he had like 600K locked because apparently he aped a couple grand in the first minute that the shit launched, and that's a life-changing trade.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, because of the all or nothing mechanics of it, the market for 600,000 locked jewel is only a couple people, and I think in this particular instance, and we don't have to get too into it, the buyer probably has more leverage than the seller, because once you post that screenshot and you just have a ton, and it's like, how many people are wanting to spend $1 million on locked jewel, right? But with the smaller amounts, people are trading it. The premiums are going it fluctuates a lot because it's super exploratory. I'm not messing around personally, but
yeah, I wouldn't either. And I want to ask a question, but I do want to address Ori's comment first. Do not try to go to the contract yourself and do it and transfer it somewhere else, or don't try to sell it by yourself. It's not what we're saying to do. Don't do it. Frisky said don't do it. You can, if you screw up the inputs, you can lose all of your locked jewel and they cannot get it back to you. So don't try to do it yourself.
They are going to make an NPC to do this down the road.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
So here's what I want to ask you guys. What would you part with your locked jewel for? If I came to you right now and said, I'll give you 50 cents on the dollar, 20 cents, 80 cents, what's the minimum offer you would accept? Let's make it an even, I don't know, so you have 5,000 locked jewel. What would you part with it for? Don't think about mining or professions or anything.
I think you have to.
My blood pressure is raised because I have about 5,000 locked jewel.
Yeah. So I have a little over that. I have 6,500, say. I would sell my 6,500 for $8 a jewel.
I think if you wanted to act on that, you could.
You could get that. Yeah.
I think that's about the rate.
Yeah. I think that's reasonable, that number. I don't 40, so again, I probably wouldn't do I wouldn't do it. I think that's a reasonable number. I would maybe do it. Yeah. I would do it for maybe 12, right? Right now, I'm not selling for 8, right? Like, but I think
Right.
8's a reasonable number. If
I'm
you want to
far
sell
too
it.
I'm far too middle IQ to sell it because I would not be able to live with myself if Jewel keeps going and say Jewel is still at 20 in July. I would lose my mind. But there's time value of money that I would want to reinvest it and think that I beat it.
Yeah.
God.
What would you guys do
Man, that's
with
a lot
your? It is. It's so
a lot
much.
of money when we thought it was going to be $0, right? Like for the longest time, we thought like we'd be lucky if Jewel's $2, $3 come July, right? Like that's kind of the value we put on it. Like it's a lot of money now relative to what we thought it could be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything with it. That's why I wouldn't sell it for 8 probably. But I understand why people do want to sell it.
Yeah, I'm enough in the game that like I'm cool with my locked Jewel position. I'm not trying to sell it at a discount because I'm working on unlocking it myself, and I feel like I have enough in the ecosystem. I feel comfy. What's nice, this has happened across many other, like Jewel is not the first locked token reward in crypto, and people have been trading, under the table or OTC, trading locked assets at a discount for years, and it's only a good thing for the ecosystem as long as people aren't getting scammed, because then that's bad FUD. But it's good because if I built a war chest of locked Jewel that I bought for super cheap, and I can dump it on someone else, and their cost basis on that locked Jewel is at $8, $10, even $5.
Yeah.
They're like, now you've anchored someone. It's the same thing as like if people like VCs buy in, or like people are worried like, oh, we go on centralized exchanges in a couple of months, like what's going to happen, and it's not going to be as many users on. It's like, dude, the more rich people you can get into the game buying at higher levels, right? Anyone that buys now has to like turn a profit on a $20 bet.
Yeah,
correct.
Which I think you still can, obviously, or else I'd be selling it. But I don't like it. It only helps stabilize, the price of Jewel.
Yeah. No, that's a great transition to the point I was going to make. Was I think that so many people in that channel, in that server, were talking about buying and selling. I thought it was super bullish that people wanted to buy locked Jewel when they know it will take until July without mining, July 2023 for it all to be unlocked, right? Because it unlocks over another year linearly. So I thought dude, people want to buy this locked asset that won't be fully liquid without mining for another year and a half. Like that's huge. That's super bullish for the game.
Especially the super big balances, because because it's an all or nothing. The person who bought, and this is like an outlier example, the 600,000 locked Jewel, like the 20,000 in first Jewel doesn't, like, you can't earn.
You can't make a dent in it, like mining.
So like the person buying 600 grand Jewels is like gonna
really betting
in 2% a week for a year, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're making a massive bet that even in a year or 18 months, they're going to be able to get their money back. So that's why it's so encouraging to me that people, and to answer my own question, I think if you said 70 or 80 cents on the dollar, I'd probably do it.
Snap.
Just because
you'll learn that.
Yeah.
Just because I would reinvest that into the garden. Like I would just put more Jewel or Crystal Veil, whatever. I wouldn't just take it, cash out, and bounce. I don't know if the people taking 40 or 30 cents on the dollar are doing that, but yeah, at the current rates, I would not even consider it or think about it, just because I feel like it's going to be worth at least 50 cents on the dollar come July, August, whatever.
Yeah, I always said, like, DefiKingdoms for me is my moon bag. Like selling locked Jewel for 30 cents on the dollar isn't that strategy, right?
Yeah.
If you get north of 50, go and which is not right, but if you can, that's cool because then you can go earn on that and like maybe you beat it right with yields and stuff. But great point. Frisky says like, hey, VCs, you want to get in the game, like game.defykingdoms.com. Let's go see a God candle on deck screener. Like, you know,
Jewel, guys. I love that. That's like my favorite thing that he's ever said is, yeah, I get calls from VCs all the time and emails. How can we invest in your game? Just go buy Jewel.
Yeah.
Like, how pissed off does that make the stupid billionaire sitting in his corner office that some like dev who founded this game is telling him, I don't want your money, just go buy our token. It's just like the biggest flex in the world, and I love it. It's amazing.
It also just shows confidence. Like, one of the big bullish things that we had early on was that there was no VC money in it. There's no one that's going to be vested and then unlocked and dump on our heads down the road. It's all users that have, not all, but it's mostly users compared to other similar games on different chains that have land in their name. We've always liked that, and that's been part of the investment thesis. That's why we got into it. So I do love, God, I love when VCs just buy at a higher price, because then you know you're seeing it on looks. To go back there, they're bidding it up to stay. They were bidding it up to stay over $2, and now they're bidding it up to stay over $4. So price go up. It's crazy.
Yeah, VC buying your bags, like people are like, I don't know. People get scared when you hear VC. VC buying before you is bad, right? Well, kind of
very bad.
It depends, I guess. Well, they'll dump on you, but when
they're getting in cheaper than you are.
Yeah,
for sure.
But if they're entering the now, and people are saying like, hey, they're buying Lock Jewel at like massive discounts and like
great
way to get inside, so that's good for them. But VC getting in now is awesome because they're in it for multiples. So if you get VC to buy in at $20,
they're not selling they're not selling for 22, right? Like,
bro, they're gonna keep bidding that all the way up to get multiples. So please buy after me. Like, that's fine. Not that I'm ever gonna leave or sell Jewel, but
never take profits ever.
No,
never.
All right, let's look at potential next steps for our beloved DeFi Kingdom. We'll stop pumping their bags by pumping their backs with what's coming next, maybe. Gump, could you pull up that map, or do you have that map?
Absolutely, I can. I gotta scroll through the man's Twitter account, or she. No genders are left out here. All right, share screen, Chrome tab, Twitter. Boom.
How many tabs do you guys have open on average?
During the day? Well, like
20 to 30.
23.
20 to 30 total.
How do you keep track of that?
You don't.
Yeah, I have like 8.
That, I don't.
Eight's the most.
But are you on one screen? I have a 34-inch monitor and then one on the side.
I have to work during the day too, Gump.
So do I. I work 8 to 5.
I gotta have my
day.
Can we see some? I
gotta have my degen stuff on all 3 screens.
Yeah. All right. Numbers in the chat. How many tabs do you average during your peak degen hours?
I have 22 right now, but like 8 of them are I want to read them later tabs.
Oh, okay.
And then some are charts, and some are things that I am trying to actively use, but I forget about.
But don't you get them so small you can't even tell what the tab is at a certain point?
Here's a legit question that I had that I meant to ask, so I'll just be that guy. On a Mac, how do you toggle between Chrome windows? Because I get within like application windows, but I can't go within Chrome windows. I don't know how to
tabs?
do that. Not tabs, because I know that's like but actual windows.
Oh,
so
it's
I get them stuck behind them on occasion.
Like Command Tab gets you to the different applications.
Yeah, but I want it within Chrome.
It's like control. It's like Option Escape. You got it.
Incredible content. We'll deal with that.
I'm not a Mac guy. It's so confusing for me.
Same.
Like,
Yeah.
We have one Mac to laptop, and we just use it for streaming our stupid shows, right?
Command and the squiggly that's underneath Escape.
Oh my God. You saved my life. Where's Command Squiggly? PSQ. Shout out to you. If you DM me your one address, I'll send you a bloater as thank you.
That just found me. Like I have like probably 8 tabs on split screen Windows, and I have like Windows that I probably and I'm like because I have different profiles for different wallets and all this stuff. So I've got like 8 windows on 4 different 8 tabs on 4 different windows.
All right, enough with the max shit.
I'm super stoked about these maps. Let's talk about the maps because I actually like.
Go.
Yeah. Last thing on computers, pay half the price for the same components and get a PC. It's the same shit, but it's cheaper. All right, let's play a game real quick. So our dear friend Screenshot Maxi, follow him on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter too, please. Love the engagements. Let's play a game.
I love how now you're a Twitter Maxi now, and like before, like you're never engaged at all. And now you're too big time. Now you like retweet stuff, write your own articles for Lucky Trader.
Let's play a game. It's called 20 Seconds. We're gonna go around the horn in 20 seconds. What do you predict? These are map update previews from the Creative AMA on Monday. What do you think this section of the map, assuming it's interactable, will be used for? We'll start with Dangy at the top.
Meditation circle. Meditation circle.
We already have a meditation circle.
This is Serendale. No, Crystal Vale's snow.
Yes, this is all Serendale, and then we'll do Crystal Vale after.
What a noob, hey?
hey. All right, go. What do you think it's used for?
I have no clue then. My mind's blank right now.
I was going to make a joke that it's like the statue in Rio de Janeiro.
Okay.
I think it's might be PvP quests. Like there's a sword. I don't know. That's just a guess.
Where's your sword?
So
it's a sword in the ground, right? Like it's a sword stuck in the ground.
It's a gigantic sword, man.
Oh shit.
Here's mine.
But that's what it is, isn't it?
I thought
graveyard. It's a graveyard.
That's
for
what
when we go on the quests where your hero could die and maybe be revived later.
Yeah, okay. I kind of think of that as PvP quests. Like, but maybe that's more of like a cave quest, right?
It's not where you go to engage in a quest.
Yeah.
It's where you can go view all the fallen heroes, which have been referenced in the past. All right, quick hitters. This big dick up here. What's this dick do? We'll start with Babs.
Circle.
We already
have one.
It was a joke, guys. That was
God damn it! This could be the graveyard too.
No,
it's like
that's
the Washington Monument.
Yeah, that looks like a churchy thing, right? Like it's something like religious. Like I don't know.
There's a puddle. There's a puddle near both of them.
Can we?
Could that be where you like what's the when you can use tiers to boost like the summons? Like, is that going to be at the portal, or is there going to be a new place where you do that?
Probably the portal.
It's the same place.
Have you seen the memes of like people throwing Fisher Tom into the it's like I'm tired of the bloaters, and like he like negs you when you have a shitty haul. I don't know if you read his things, like alcoholic Fisher Tom. There's like memes of him being drowned in the water. So maybe this is like where he's been buried by another body of water.
Ooh.
Gump is so tilted because he's like, hey, I try to put a game together and we're just throwing feasting at him.
All right.
I love it.
What about this? I'm assuming it's the one in the center. It's kind of a ruins type of area. Do we think this? I think this will just be visual only, personally, because I cannot think of anything that you would do here.
Yeah, like not everything on the map right now is like you can interact with, right? Like some of it's just there for
the first two feel like they're I'll go back. The Washington Monument or Big Dick. And this one especially, these feel like they're going to be an interactable area.
People in the chat are saying that's a cross, but like that doesn't look like a cross.
That's just like no.
I mean,
that looks like a sword in the ground.
That's a big ass sword in the ground.
Yeah, it's
How can you say it's a cross?
Someone in the chat said it's a cross.
No.
I said it was a cross. No, but someone else is saying, and this may make sense, is class specific quest or like a
Ooh.
combination
like
of class
level specific
and profession.
and level maybe
What level?
like
So
level
this may be
5
advanced,
only.
so, like that's the
Like
night.
maybe
No.
only level 5 you can go
Knight,
there.
warrior.
Level's already in the
Um,
UI, Babs. If you go quest, it says like level 0 or whatever.
monk
Oh,
priest or something, or well, monk, whatever, priest and wizard go together.
Who would go here?
Pirate maybe.
No, wait.
Is the pirate in the next one? Yeah, so this is where you pirate
Pirate.
monk.
Shipwreck, dude. Pirates are shooting each other.
Monk
and shit.
Monk would probably go to that big citadel
And then
thing,
maybe it's
right?
wizard.
Like
Here
Monk
we
would
have
go
the
there,
Monk.
I think.
This would be the priest wizard, and the next one thief archer.
Yeah, Archer.
Ooh,
I
yeah,
can see
because
going
it's
there.
kind of sketchy. Yeah.
I can see Archer going there. Yeah.
Dope.
Okay. Okay.
Would the summoner go in the graveyard?
We're
Well, that's
sticking to
advanced
basic
classes. We haven't.
classes
Yeah,
here.
we haven't got
Yes.
advanced. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Where would Wizard go?
I'm
I
guessing,
feel like,
I'm guessing you probably get put with your match, right?
yeah.
So Wizard and Priest there. Where's Monk then?
So this would
Monk
be
and-
Knight, Warrior, Paladin,
Yeah.
Wizard, Priest, Summoner. Well, so the portal, if we go to the portal, looks kind of similar with the arches. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing right now. The portal looks similar with the arches and the 4 pillars, like the stone features. Could be here. I don't know.
That was a great call, though. I think that's actually what it is. Right?
Yeah.
And then here we go pirate.
Monk.
What's the pirate match? Yeah, monk.
But like Monk, that doesn't really fit Monk. but,
What's a
like,
monk gonna do on a wrecked ass ship? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, that was fun. That was fun.
That was
Let's
fun.
go to the next one. Let's see. Where'd you go, Mr. Screenshot Maxi? Okay, he also sent. Look at these
Yeah, I like the
guys.
penguins.
It's the Bun Buns 2.0.
These
That should be a 10K PFP project. I would buy the hell out of those.
these are the ice gardens. I mean, imagine not having buns and penguins at the same time. And it's a GIF or GIF. It's technically GIF, but I say GIF.
Yeah, agreed.
What's in the middle?
GIF.
Is this an
That's what I was just
animal?
gonna ask you.
That's a fish. They're gonna eat it. That's their dinner,
Yeah.
right?
What's the red part?
Oh, it's his guts.
Workouts.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I think.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I assumed, but maybe I'm wrong.
Dude, can you imagine are they gonna use any swap / whatever multi-chain forever? Didn't they reference that they wanted like their own dedicated bridge between chains? Am I making that up?
I feel like they'd be better off just part. It's one of those
I would
things
agree.
like buy versus build.
Yeah,
Like
I would
just
agree. But
partner with AnySwap and pump each other. Don't try to build your own bridge.
no, but I was more less for the function, more for the joke of like, can you imagine a world where you're like migrating your bloaterfish over from Harmony to Avalanche to Crystal Vale because like your heroes are they did say it. I don't make everything up. You're gonna be migrating your bloaterfish because your heroes are hungry and like they are very picky eaters and they only eat bloaterfish from Sarandale.
And
That's
maybe
from
the
both case red white
penguins.
so anything.
Maybe when you bridge your bloaters, there's a 10% chance that the penguins will eat half of them, like in Wolfgame.
What
Is
about
this in like March 2023 that we're talking about now? Like, when would this be a reality?
We're just
Yeah.
having
Just
fun.
let's don't be a wet
Jeez.
blanket.
I'm just wondering.
What about Crystal Vale? Like the pets are those penguins. Like you get a pet penguin. That'd be cool. Like what do you actually think's in the eggs? Like
I want to get to that because
Okay,
there was
yeah, 'cause
something
I'm-
last night I learned that was really interesting.
oh okay, I'm
Well, no,
curious
of
to hear
course
because no one's really talked about like what type of pets we're gonna have. Like, can we have a dragon? Can we have a
Yeah.
lion?
Yeah, probably.
That'd be cool. Can we have
So-
like a giraffe?
Maybe I don't know if giraffes were around. I mean, I don't know. It
I don't know what
depends if you-
timeline this is. Why can't like I'm just asking.
I don't
the
think
question.
we're in the Sahara or anything like that.
We're also dumb because there's definitely going to be dedicated bridge because you can't bridge a hero on any swap.
You'd have to
That's
make
true.
one, right? Like,
We have all done NFTs for some of us a year plus. I've never bridged an NFT before. Have you guys?
Oh, you ever been orcs? Ether orcs? Come on.
Is that bridging though? It's like
Is
you're
that a
locking
bridge,
it in the contract.
or did you get
Uh,
or you got a new mint?
Yeah.
Well,
Correct.
I think you got a new mint, like a copy of the mint, so that you can use
Right,
it on
a copy.
on the
Yeah.
yeah, it's a copy
So,
for sure.
are we looking at the same mechanism here, where this could be a good AMA question next time the dev team is on,
Yeah.
instead of, what are you gonna do about cheaper hero prices? I can't buy a hero. Make them less.
What
I
is
assume
what
it-
is a bridge? Like
I
at a
assume
fundamental level, right? Isn't it? Don't you burn your tokens and then they get created on the other side? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah.
By and large.
I assume it'd be a copy, right? Like to me,
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be able to bridge Sarandale heroes over there and then sell them on Avalanche, right?
You can. They've already said that will
Oh,
be
you
a
can.
thing. Yeah. So
It is a
then they'll
thing?
have to say
Oh.
like, okay, maybe you bridge.
But then
from
you'd have to
Harmony.
burn it though every
It
time.
locks in a
Because
contract.
you can't
and
have
then-
two. Right?
Yeah, and then they say, I don't know, but they have said like you will be able to use them interoperably. Like you can summon with a paladin over on Avalanche and sell it over there, because they want to find that arbitration where, well, if it's cheaper to summon on Harmony and I want to summon, I'll bridge drop my NFTs to Harmony and summon over there. If it's cheaper on Avalanche, I'll bridge over there. They've said that a couple times, which is amazing.
But
they
works, also said you could sell it. Like I'm bridging this paladin over to Avalanche and I'm going to sell it over there. Yeah, then you have to burn it because you can't have copies unless they're like, you know how that happens sometimes where like you bridge something over and they leave a copy, then people try and sell it. Like that just makes it like scammy, right? Like because you never know what's the original copy. Like you'd have to burn it every time.
Right. Yeah, for an ERC20 token, it's not hard. Everyone does that today on every chain. We're talking about ERC 721 tokens. That's where I'm less knowledgeable on how bridging those works. We've done some of them in NFTs, but sometimes it's just like a remint of a copy, and there's no, like, okay, say for your guy's orc on Polygon. If you send it to the burn address, you said, I don't want this anymore. I hate orcs. I never want to see them again. And you send it to the burn address. Would your ETH version of it also be burnt?
No.
Right. And this same thing happened with crypto raiders, right? Like, so crypto raiders, you bought them on Ethereum, like on OpenSea. The actual game is on Polygon. So they airdropped you Polygon ones after.
Right.
But you still had the Ethereum ones, right? Like,
yeah.
So like there'd have to be a new mechanism. I don't know if I've ever seen a mechanism where you bridge it and it burns the old NFT.
Right. And how expensive does that become for the DefiKingdoms as a company to be doing those? Say they did an airdrop type thing. Like, yeah, you enter it in a contract and it's held on Harmony, and then they airdrop you the same thing on Avalanche. That becomes expensive for them to do if it's happening thousands of times a day.
For sure.
Anyway, let's get back to the game. Back to the game.
Shout out to the chat. I've done it before. I'll say it again tonight. Like, you all are sharp.
Sharp AF.
It's crazy.
We're deep in the weeds. This is like the you're a professional student and you're in like your 16th year of like master's studies because you got in every other you're collecting degrees like their badges in Pokemon, and you're just like chatting with the other professors after class. Our chat is mega sharp.
That's great. All right, this section of Crystal Vale, I think I'll start. This yellow banner, you see the little yellow banner right here?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the banners from Sarandale, right? They kind of go across the town.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
This is a boring prediction, but I think this is purely an aesthetic thing, where the little wheels in the river creating power of some kind. I think this will be close to the town, I don't think it serves a purpose. I'd like it to, though. Thoughts?
Yeah. I don't think that's anything.
Yeah.
I think exactly what he said.
So
because there's a lot of stuff on the Sarandale map that is just like that, right? Like if you actually spend time looking around it and being a nerd like I do sometimes, like there's a ton of stuff that's just like for aesthetics, right?
Yeah. So that was it for map teasers. Follow Mr. Screenshot Maxi on Twitter, DFK Monstera, if you would like. He's a good follow.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah,
you guys
sure.
want to see some degen summoning?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Any day.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, so don't go too fast.
Ooh, this you
He's already got that up.
I got some good ones. Yeah. So, one thing just to stall, pump. So we're talking about like paladins. You're gonna throw it over the bridge, and you're gonna get like a nice paladin or whatever. If you look at like the stat growths of a Dread Knight versus a Dragoon versus a Paladin, they're not like wildly better. They're more well-rounded overall, but like they're not as good as specialists. Like the Paladin is still speculated to be the best pure tank, right? But what doesn't exist yet, and we're talking super speculative, like Dread Knights come with one summon, and you're eventually going to bridge that over to Crystal Veil, and you're going to get like some Ice Dread Knight for whatever their Dread Knight equivalent is, and you're going to mate them together to summon some super beast like Abominable Snowman, like crazy stacked hero. So I think that like this is like I'm talking to like maybe one person in the chat that is going to be going for it, but it's fun to like daydream about. Like I think about like what are the super cool high-end heroes going to look like. So
well, yeah, there's going to be a hero above Dread Knight, right? Like it's going to be the one that you use that one summon with on the other chain to try and get, right?
A lot of stuff going on here. We'll catch you up on that. There's Jackson going to the ground. He has gone back to the
That wasn't a poop run. I'd be gone a lot longer, I promise.
So I've got 2 queued that I can hit on this tab, but I'll solicit the chat's feedback. I don't think I have any warm-ups. I just have like the hitters today. I blew my warm-ups earlier. So I've got these summoners and ninjas. So I'm gonna go for Sage. But I have 2 pairs that have 4 of 5 left. So I'm trying to figure out which ones to match with each other.
What's the backs look like?
So this one is sweet. I got it on the market because I summoned a ninja and I was like, oh, let me go find a summoner. And I was like, this one was pretty sweet. Summoner.
Gardener?
No.
Fisher?
So I believe I have 2 Fishers and 2 Gardeners. I have 1 Summoner Fisher, 1 Summoner Gardener, 1 Ninja Fisher, 1 Ninja Gardener. So do I keep both pure or do I mix and like hope I hit the RNG? And as I said, I don't think that this profession matters a whole lot. Gardening matters for a Sage, but
I would keep him pure and hope you get the Gardener one, right? Like,
yeah,
because if you do hit, like, you'd rather hit the Sage and get a Gardener out of it.
Right. What if you hit the nuts twice? What if
that's so hard though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather concentrate that. Like, at least if I'm getting a Sage on this one, I know I'm getting a Gardener Sage, right? Like that would be the route I would go. But
we got pure.
I've used the hero bot. Does anyone want to run through the hero bot for me? But I think I've used it, and if I keep it pure, it's like 80% to keep a Gardener, or the Fisher, and if I mix, it's like 40%.
Here, flip them back around, and I can do it real quick.
The numbers.
So let's.
I guess what would you be more mad at if you got a Sage and end up being
like
no, you're gonna be mad. But what would you be like more like? Would you be happier if you got a Sage Gardener, or like what's your outcome downside that you would be like disappointed with? I guess like you don't care if you get a. Would you rather try and focus on getting a Sage Gardener, or do you just want a Sage and maybe luck into a Gardener?
Yeah, I think my best outcome is being a total degen and hitting 2 Sage Gardeners
then you swap them, right? Then you take the chance both times that you
because I have 2 Sage Gardeners already. So like it's not, and they're not like.
I say degen it then, right? Like you might end up with 2 Fishers, but at least like you have a more.
Oh yeah, if I hit 2 Fishers, I'll probably be upset. I guess.
That's what you're running into if you don't swap them, right?
So Eric, I got 7538, the summoner uncommon. Give me a ninja. What is that one? A gardener?
No, this is the Fisher. You want the gardener? Is 91547.
What's the summoner that I already put in on the left, far left?
70538.
I know. What's the profession?
This is Fisher.
Okay, give me the ninja gardener.
Is 91547.
All right, we have got a 52% chance at gardening and a 38% chance at fishing. The other 2 are small.
That's not bad when it's 52.
Yeah.
So it's still,
like if it was 40, I'd be a little like.
Do we care that this Fisher is shiny? We don't care about that, right?
I don't care about shiny.
All right,
I don't care about shiny. But...
I'm gonna mix and match, and I'm gonna try and hit the nuts.
Yeah, mix and match is smarter if you want to full degen it. It's like the sad part is you might end up with 2 Fishers, right? Right? Like
what does that mean?
I don't know what that means either.
Sage, guys, so a sage is a sage, like.
Yeah, but you might not end up with a sage. You might get like a monk.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
right. Like you might get a monk.
First of all, a ninja fisher would be a great out. Like that's the best non-sage outcome is a ninja fisher.
Yeah.
A summoner gardener would be good too. So like you have 1, doesn't matter what the profession is, sage, and you have 2, summoner gardener or ninja fisher are both amazing outcomes, especially when they're going to still be 3 at 3.
Oh, he's saying there's 90,000 heroes summoned already. Like we're already at
I've done my share. Whoa, come on, guys.
Just go back, X out, and click it again. Oh, see, mine did this today, and it showed up.
That's never happened to me yet.
It happened to me once.
Does it?
Now,
what
are
RPC
you
are
on the
you?
Fuzz? Oh, here we go.
10-second cooldown.
Fuzz, obviously.
I'm fuzzing it.
You gotta fuzz it. If you're not fuzzing it,
I haven't fuzzed it yet, actually.
Dude.
I missed when you guys posted it. I missed it when you posted it, and I haven't got a chance to switch it. So.
It's pinned in the Discord.
I saw it.
Once you fuzz, you never go back.
Yeah,
I'm excited to try because I was getting really frustrated today. To be honest,
a rose. We want to see a rose.
All right, Rose, baby.
Rose.
Open her up.
I think it's opening.
Is it?
Is it?
We can't see your MetaMask pop up.
Yeah, no. I mean, I did the open crystal in the transaction. It's called summon crystal. No,
it should say open. I thought.
Yeah. Shoot. All right. So I haven't gotten that transaction yet. We're really slow rolling here.
Is the fuzz not working?
Oh no, we're already down bad. There it says pending.
The alpha is bad. It's pending. Oh no.
Come on, Rose. What's wrong?
Oh no.
Where'd it go?
Oh no.
A ninja. No. Okay, it's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's a fisher or a little orange boy, purple boy, or girl.
Oh, not bad.
Ninja Pally, bro.
That's
wow.
okay. That's okay.
That was weird.
You hit some recessives there for sure.
Fisher?
Gardener.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
That
could be worse.
It's fine.
It could be worse.
A double advanced uncommon. There are a lot of people who would sign up for that.
I was gonna say it's funny, like you're disappointed easy because like that'd be like my best hero, one of my best heroes.
I always I try and all right. We have enough for one more.
Dangy, you're probably thinking the same, right? Like, oh, that'd probably be one of my better heroes.
100%. There's no doubt about that.
I probably could have looked at the stats more. I don't know. We're going for quantities today. It's fine. Use fuzz. It's fast. They said. Refresh.
I mean, now we're just going to be playing games with what we want to do. Which RPC is better at the moment?
It's the future of finance.
Give it a second.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, I have breaking news.
No.
Match.
Is it time?
It's not that.
God damn it.
I just got a
Dude.
very important DM. We can raffle a hero tonight.
What?
Oh,
We have an anonymous benefactor
Wow.
that would like to raffle a hero. So now I got to spin up another damn Google form.
Wowie wawa.
whoa.
Do we know the hero? Can we
Now,
bring it up? I want to see it.
Do you have to be subscribed to the channel to win the hero?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
You
Like
do.
the video.
And you gotta be following
Subscribe.
us on Twitter. Following us on Twitter. Right?
Yeah.
Engagements. That's what we're here for. And for the people, obviously.
Have you guys bred or summoned with a mythic yet?
Nope.
You
Too
have.
scared. You
You
have?
have. Wow.
Ooh.
He popped the cherry. You just can't help yourself, eh?
It's not. I don't think it's on this. I know I shouldn't talk about it.
Can't help
No,
yourself.
I have a what used to be a 10-10 that's now an 8-10 monk, and that I had from like the beginning,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to keep it
Yeah.
that way. Shoot, I don't have enough tiers. You guys are gonna see me like go through.
You don't have tears?
Dude, I've summoned 260 heroes. No, I don't have tiers. I'm trying to help him get out from underwater on his.
I have so many. I should just give you some of mine.
I'll take a break.
No, make him buy them. I want.
I have
that
2,420 tiers. Do you want some of mine? I don't need, I don't need that many. Do you want me to send them to you?
No, I'm gonna buy them. I'm harvesting my garden now, not waiting for the epoch because of the mining.
Yeah, so I'm like so close to that 6666 mining tier. Like I'm just like, I just need to claim before the epoch so I can get there. Like that's smart, right? Like that's a bumpy brain move.
It's like choose your own adventure, I think.
But can I unlock faster once I'm in
Oh.
the other tier, right?
No, because then you need another hero each run.
Well, I have the heroes,
Oh, you
right?
think
Like
you have
I've been
heroes?
preparing for it, right? Like I've
if you have,
Question.
if
I
you
only
have
need
67
six, but now I need 9, right?
If
Like,
you have
once I'm in there.
6,700 versus 6,600, you need an extra hero, and that hero is going to get you 0.001 jewel. Like the rewards are not divided. Your extra hero only goes toward the extra balance. So, like, if you go just over
it's
a threshold,
only the
not worth-
0.01 extra. It's not
it's
like
not worth chasing. If you're like just over 333 or not, if you're just over a
Gotcha.
threshold, it's not worth the extra hero.
I'm getting like an extra 0.3 jewel a day, basically.
Yeah.
What about? So I'm right around 5K jewel locked. What if I wanted to get up to 6666, and I buy the locked to get there?
I thought about doing that
at these rates, but I would buy in at these rates. I think that's a good play.
At if it's $5 and you can get up to a threshold.
Yeah. I've thought about offering 30 cents on the dollar in that Discord. It's tough when you're sending that much money to an escrow. Like, I would use anybody I knew really close as an escrow, but in this Discord, I don't know. It's not that I don't trust anybody. It's just a lot of money and being cautious. But I've thought about that, Dangy, just buying lock jewel for 30 or 40 cents on the dollar and then unlocking the hell out of it over the next couple months.
The other way you could do it if you had the funds, I guess, is the only other way is to dump a lot of money into the garden and just hyper compound. But it's still going to take you a while to get there.
What's the opportunity cost of doing that? And if you have enough heroes and don't have to spend more on miners to still max out, which I could do. If I got to the next tier, I could still be fine. Is that worth doing? So
I think it depends on how long you are, right? Like if you're long enough, it probably makes sense, right?
Yeah.
All right. Are we done summoning then?
No, I
thought you had another one.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Yeah. So I hit the gardening. It wasn't a recessive, but I hit the good side. So now I'm gonna see if I can run it back again. This one's a little more pricey. I've been trying really hard to do the Gen 2 and Gen 3s to help on the summon cost.
Yeah, that's one thing I wasn't paying enough attention to is like how much that summon cost ramps up, and it's actually noticeable once you get past Gen 3. Right?
Like it took me once. I had like a Paladin Dark Knight one was like a Gen 4 and one was a Gen 6, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a Dragoon. It doesn't matter. And I hit like a Priest or a Wizard. I have a Gen 7 Wizard with 2 summons, and I was like, and it cost me 120 jewel to make it. And I
was gonna say some of those summons where you're doing it in house and it's 110 jewel because you're summoning a Gen 3 and Gen 4 together. It's like if you hit the bad side, it's just like not fun, right?
Yeah, so I got another ninja, which I'm upset about because that one cost me 80. So I need some color here. Oh,
Fisher, come on.
Ninja Thief,
I need some
baby,
color
come
here.
on.
Let's go. Oh, let's go. I was upset about that, huh?
Yeah, that was a preemptive tilt.
All right, we're hoping for Fisher here. I don't think it matters so much.
Fisher. You want Fisher?
Oh, gardening.
But that's okay,
dude.
That's
it's
okay.
a purple boy. It's a purple boy. Let's go.
That's
Dude,
so
look
sick.
at the agility, blue agility.
Woo,
Dude,
nice.
that's so fucking dope.
Ninja too. That's so good.
Purple boy on stream. I love
How many
it.
mythics do you have now?
4 or 5?
4 or 5.
Jeez. That's
That's
amazing.
purple boy. Damn,
That's
purple
so
advanced too.
Yeah, purple advanced. Purple advanced is so nice.
And Ninja Thief pair together so well because their class growths, their stack growths are so correlated.
You want the same stack growths for those, right?
Damn.
But here's the problem,
down the
though.
road, I've got these two.
Oh, what's the problem, Dangy? Please tell us.
You have 2 mythics. You can summon 2 mythics
It's an
together.
illiquid market at these levels, so he can't sell it if he wanted to. It's just too illiquid.
He's breeding those 2 together.
Oh,
He's summoning
copium.
them.
Just put the copium in, Dangy.
Can you put those 2 in the bot? Hey, put those 2 in the bot right now.
Oh, here, I'll do it.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Let me.
Here, unless you can share while you're doing it.
Oh, I can. Oh no, this is on like a weird
match.
Yeah, but this one.
I'm curious to 2 mythics summoning together. Like, what's your chance at a mythic at that point again? Like,
what's
it's got to be
other one?
Not super.
It's like 3%.
But it's got to increase it by
79335.
93593. Oh, the match bot doesn't work because it's so new.
Oh, it's too new.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but anyway, this one's pretty cool.
That's dope, dude. Fuck the profession.
I'm super jealous.
Like, who gives a shit? That is
Those are 2 commons.
Really good.
Those are 2 commons too.
Super jealous. Yeah, 2 commons, you get a mythic.
What a stuck out.
Man.
That's why.
On stream too.
My financial advice, as you play around in the box commands, and then you just do whatever you want on the stream, and you do 2 commons, you get a mythic. But the odds don't tell you to summon with legendaries and mythics and rares. Just get lucky, hit the nuts. You don't need to pay up for it.
Honestly, I don't know why, unless the tiebreaker is a couple jewel, the odds don't tell you ever to not summon with commons. You have almost the same odds as a mythic.
For rentals,
1 or 2%. Who cares if it's a 2% higher chance at a mythic, right?
For rentals, it's not worth paying up. For your own inventory, pay up, right? If you're holding on to stuff, but rentals, it's not worth a ton.
Dude, that's like a freaking 5 ETH hero. You just the floor. No. It's worth more than that. The floor
mythic advanced. It's probably got to be
floor mythic advanced is 800.
Yeah,
that's for a 0 summon paladin. The floor for 3 or higher, happens to be 4, is a fishing paladin. 4 of 4 is 1500.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably around. You could probably sell that right now for 1,300.
1,000 is
1,000.
How much luck jewel? How much luck jewel?
Yeah,
2,000.
Trading Trading a Mythic Ninja for Lock Jewel.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
anyone
you
wants
could.
to,
I mean, why not?
That's a
Chat's
crazy.
saying mythic summoning is 3.5% to get a mythic. Like that's
Yeah.
not even like worth burning 2 mythics together for.
Anyway,
right?
let's do something good for the people. Stop talking about how good I roll.
We are almost there. Two things. That's got to be a joke. That's got to be a joke. There's still answers coming in. Someone put our dear friend Carlini in twice now. I have a guess. I think that's Baltimore.
I was gonna say Baltimore.
What? How many eggs do you have now, Eric?
I have as many eggs as I have mythic ninjas.
Okay.
On stream.
One. I was just wondering if he caught fire because everyone says they come in bunches. You still only have one.
Well, that was a question for EZ because I mean, clearly, at least I personally hear about your hits more than your misses, both in DefiKingdoms versus other spots. Are you just DJing? Like, I'm serious. Like,
is that live feedback?
No. That's like reference to your DFS hits of like, oh, I could be in the live final or whatever. Like that's what sprung to mind with this kind of hit. Like, are you just a DJ? Do you gamble a lot, or have you been running hot, or is it both?
You can only run hot if you gamble a lot, right? Like
that answers the question.
Don't you remember EZ when he first kind of came into NFTs and all of a sudden like he barely did anything and he's like, yeah, I minted 40 Lazy Lions, right? Like I don't feel like unless you're a degen, you're aping into minting 20 to 40 things right away, right?
That was you guys missed the thesis, and now it's back. But anyway,
okay, not buckets. Baltimore, please stop. Now we got Ruggleman involved. Ruggleman is not eligible.
Can you bring up the hero? I'm curious what we're actually giving away.
Yeah,
we haven't shown it yet.
Let's pull
let me
up.
get that number.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that there are only 90 people in this giveaway right now if they all filled out the form because I posted it in the general chat.
You posted in the general chat?
In like the DefiKingdoms one?
No. I posted I posted the stream link and said we're doing a giveaway.
Okay.
So they have to come
No.
and fill out the form.
This is just between us friends here.
Well, yeah, I've closed the giveaway entries.
Yeah.
If you have the link or you can find it, that's fine. At this point, I don't care. But
yeah, do we have the hero number?
Yeah, I put it in the chat. I'll get it again. It's 86771.
Oh, it's a fresh boy.
I can pull it up and share.
The anonymous benefactor said, "P good Wizzy."
P good Wizzy. All right, let me share my Chrome tab here.
Good.
DefiKingdoms. Okay, can you read the number one more time? Sorry.
Yes, 86771.
P good Wizzy. It's a mythic Wizzy. Why are you not working for me?
Oh no, Fuzz is down. It's down.
I had to go back to mainnet.
Yeah.
We gave the alpha of going up,
and everyone ruined it. 10 extra people joined and ruined it.
All 60 of our viewers, when I was talking, just flooded Fuzz and toast.
Okay, P good Wizzy. Oh damn, this is a P good Wizzy, bro.
That's not a bad hero for a giveaway.
Blue intelligence. You have 12 wisdom, 12 intelligence.
Gen 2.
It is a forager.
Okay, fine.
This is
5 summons left.
This is a good.
Bad.
This is not a hero to scoff at right here.
Yeah, like that. It's probably.
It's a good worker, man.
It's probably 45 jewel, right?
You have 18 dex and intelligence. I mean,
around there.
Yeah, I mean this is
what
above floor.
It's above floor. Like the floor is like
absolutely
zero summon dust bags, right?
It's a Gen 2, so you could summon with it pretty.
Yeah, in a 5/5, so you can do
a couple shots at an advance.
40 to 50 jewel, not accounting for the blue dex.
Yeah, it's around there.
So here, I'll
What
go
do you think?
back.
This is like a 100 lock jewel hero.
For
A
sure.
note. Our viewer count has spiked thanks to Gump.
Yeah, how many
sharing it
now?
widely.
People are thirsty. They're just going to see the end of the stream for a giveaway.
It's crazy. So the only way
you have to be
eligible-
subscribed to the channel
Correct.
if you want to win.
Correct.
We will check. We will not let you skate by. You got to be subscribed as of now.
Dude, and we'll re-roll. So like if we
we'll
get
check it right away.
I get it.
We're gonna have a show where we just re-roll
and click the like button. That'd be nice, right?
Yep. And please
How
send
Canadian of you.
Send a DM. Can we ask for a DM, Dangy, just to make sure it's someone who's actually like active?
It's a lot of
because people put like random. We did a giveaway once, and
percent.
someone put in a random address, and like we couldn't get a hold of them to send it to them. So if you win, just let us know you won on Twitter.
And here's the other thing. This is what's even more disheartening. Last stream, I was going to give away a coupon for poop socks, and
No one
I found this person on Discord, and I messaged them and I said, "Hey, you want some poop socks? Like, where do you live? Are you in the States or not?" Because I wanted to figure out like shipping stuff. No response. So I don't know about the poop socks yet. I want to figure out a way to give those away, but it's got to be somebody who wants them, because I mean I think it's a rare person that actually wants the poop sock.
I also don't think some rando wants to give you their address, right? Maybe someone that
I don't want their
knows
address.
you.
I want their gift. I'll give them a gift card. And they do whatever they want.
Oh, okay.
Gordon, are you new around here, Gordon? You know about the poop socks?
Imagine not knowing about the poop sock.
Sorry to hear about that, Gordon. You're missing out, buddy.
Man.
Okay, I'm done. I want to get this over with.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel.
Let's roll it.
Well, you got to do some data cleanup first. I got to check the duplicates. Got to remove dupes. I found 2 already.
How many?
Oh, there's 2 more now. So okay, good.
Okay, let's
the dupes.
Vamp then. Eric,
Well, we're almost done. I'm good.
What are you expecting in tonight's patch? Not what you want, but what do you expect?
Tavern fix and I don't think we're gonna get stamina regeneration. I think they probably, but I hope.
Babs?
I want gardening jackpots.
Jackpots.
I just think it's going to make it more fun to garden. Right now, gardening is like, I love mining because of the potential outcome, right? Like it makes it a little more fun. Makes the button clicking more worthwhile to me, right?
Yeah, because mainnet's been mainnet's been good-ish today, but because it's been slow, I'm guessing like it's not super likely we get stuff.
Baltimore, can you DM me? I don't know if one's a Baltimore plant or not, so we'll see.
Let's see if they win.
All right, we're spinning.
There's a lot of names on there.
For the pretty good whiz.
Pretty good whiz.
We've got Gandalf and Frodo. Lord of the Rings, terrible movie series. Horrible.
Hold on, did I?
Why is there 2 names in there? There's 2 names in there.
Hold
on. 2 different people. They have to split it.
Hold on. Maybe that's one person, and that's like their YouTube name.
Yeah.
Their Discord and their Twitter.
Okay.
That's their Discord and some else. Okay.
Yeah, you're okay.
Don't fight our winners, man.
All right. Sea Dog's been super active in the chat and asking questions. So
hell yeah,
Sea Dog, you deserve the pretty good whiz. Congrats.
Pretty good whiz.
Wait.
What?
Sea Dog.
Check to see if he's subscribed.
I'm gonna go check and see if he is, but we can keep going.
So talk about whiz. Whiz wit, right? Is that what we do? Or no?
What?
No whiz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whiz wit.
Yeah. Everything. Yeah. Load it up.
Okay. Good. If you know, then you know. Thank you all. Baltimore definitely knows. Thank you all for hanging out with us. At DangyWing on Twitter. Easy, where can they find you?
Don't look for me.
Great.
I'm here on Wednesday nights.
Babs, where are you?
I think my name's in the bottom down there, isn't it? Like you can
Great.
see it.
Covered up.
Yeah, like everyone's all of our Twitters are down
geez.
there. Like how lazy are people? Look,
Freaking
Great.
production
Okay. Well,
call, dude.
there's
We can't even
Babs. You
see
can
the
see him now.
names.
There's Babs. Pump, where can we see you?
Twitter, Gump Skull 5, GUMP SKOL 5, the digit 5. Please follow. Would love the follow. I'll follow back. I will. Pump the numbers.
Yeah.
That's right. Minor, follow Minor. That's with an ER, by the way. Follow us at clubngmi on Twitter, on YouTube. Have a wonderful day.
I need jewel price to go up. I can't take this anymore. Every day I'm checking price and it's dropping. Every day, check price, too low. I have overinvested by a lot. Can Pump Skull do something? Help!